everyone, welcome back to my corner. Today I thought since we're still on the brand new journey of this whole channel and starting your VA business or your project management business or your manager, online business manager business, I figured I should tell you a little bit about my story. And by the way, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Lovely, and I am the founder and CEO of Lovely Occasions and Etc. And we are a digital solutions business. So, what does that mean? We are a team of virtual assistants, project managers, and online business managers. So, we do all kinds of different tasks to help keep the companies back in running so they can have more time to stay in their zone of genius. So, enough about me. I'm hoping to inspire someone today to get on that similar journey for themselves so they can have more freedom with their time, more freedom with their money, and just more freedom in general because it is your business. So that way you will be able to do it however you would like to. So before we go any further, if this sounds something like you would love to hear and even more so in the future, please make sure you like, leave a comment, say hi, and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you know when we will be dropping our next video. Now, I want to talk about how I came to the pathway of becoming a virtual assistant and then overall becoming into a online business manager. Well, I started off doing corporate events for a 9 to 5 job, and it was for a Forbes 500 company. It was a pretty big company. And I was part of a team that actually helped assisted with a lot of the internal events. And they were for a lot of my colleagues and co-workers, and we were just part of being responsible for making sure that certain events happen. Well, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed the party aspect. I love to have fun, so I enjoyed actually putting together different events, different ideas, putting the details together, and then seeing what the end result would end up being. So, after I had left that particular company, I do have two beautiful daughters, and my oldest one at the time was in Girl Scouts. So, we started off in Girl Scouts. I had to become the troop leader. And then I became the recruiting person and then the program director. So I started also putting different pieces together, not just for my troop, but also for the Girl Scouts in our area. And part of that was coming up with different events where they would learn certain things and it would meet certain criteria, and also seeing how that would come out as well. So by the time I got to that point, I realized I really enjoyed putting different events together. I really enjoyed seeing different parts of the puzzle, from the very beginning all the way through. And my payment basically was seeing the outcome. So I really enjoyed seeing the outcome. So that was just using my background experience and what my passion is and what I loved. So we fast forward, and right before the pandemic, I was already doing a business where I offered doing events, and they were personal as well as corporate. And I also um, would offer doing travel and planning. So my idea was I could help out teachers, I could help out other business owners with some of their planning. I could do some events, the things that I had already been doing for different positions in my past. Now I could do that as a side hustle. because at that time I did have another 9 to 5 job as well. So I just looked at it as a side hustle. So every once in a while, I would be able to do 1 or 2 different events for someone, and that would be it. It was just something nice to have. Well, then of course the pandemic happened in 2019. Everything closed up. While I was fortunate enough to work at a 9 to 5 job all the way up to about June, I decided to take that time to close up my side hustle business and kind of revamp everything. Just revamp what the business was doing, since now I had the time to sit down and think about how I actually wanted to run it and, give my all into it. So once I was laid off, I actually took that time to pour it into my existing business to see what else I can do. So I just kind of stumbled upon, probably like you're doing yourself, on some information where people were doing the same administrative services, event planning, everything from home. And they were doing this before the pandemic. And it was a virtual world. And the more and more I dived into it, I said, hey, they already have software for this. They already have a setup for this. I said, well, I need to restructure my business to not just do event planning, because everything's changing now that the pandemic has happened and everyone was sent home. So after a couple of months, I took that time, I got my LLC, I renamed my business, I rethought about some different things I wanted to offer to evolve with where the current economic status was in our society, which was from home and everyone doing remote work. And I became a virtual assistant. I went back and I looked at everything that I had been doing or I had experience doing at my regular corporate 9 to 5 jobs, and I offered that. And I offered it from the standpoint of a virtual assistant. So the only difference was doing it remote. Well, at that time, I had plenty of questions, probably a lot of the same questions that you guys have in your head now if you're thinking about starting this journey. I had questions on how did they transfer over, and I don't really haven't done this, and how do I get their information, and how do we share information, and how do we make this seamless, and how do you charge, what do you charge, all those millions of questions. And I did have those as well. I would tell you just take it one step at a time. YouTube is a wonderful learning source. There are plenty of us out there. I had started and I had re-scoped everything. I learned my different software. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to stop learning so much right now and go out there and actually make some money. Well, I invested in myself and I did get a coach. I would definitely um, suggest that anybody starting off in a business should have a coach. And even if you're not starting off, you should probably still have a coach. It's always good to have someone in your back pocket that you can just be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think about that? Do you think that's a good strategy? Can you give me some advice? Are there some things I should avoid? Right there at your fingertips. So that made a really big difference because it started to help build my confidence and in the decisions that I was making in my business. And I can tell you for a fact that yes, you have to pay somebody for this advice. And you're like, what? I know I was like, hey, I just need like a homegirl girlfriend I can ask some questions on if I'm doing this right or not. I don't really want to pay somebody to just say, hey, am I doing this right or not? But the reality of it is that's part of the business, is learning how businesses work. And how businesses work is you got to pay for the value that you're receiving. And you do get what you pay for. I feel like if I didn't have a mentor, then me personally, um, I don't think that I would have been able to get as far as I did, as fast as I did, because some of the decisions I were looking at, um, my mentor was like, "Lovely, don't do it that way. You're gonna be upset with yourself later if you do it that way." And I'm like, I think this is fine. Don't do it that way. So they also help you miss pit holes that you probably would otherwise make. So I would definitely, if you're at a place where you can afford a mentor, definitely get you one. And my personal mentor was and is sometimes, I still go back to her, is Quinice of Glorious Five Solutions. But if you're looking for her coaching, is hello at quinicenicole.com. And I will have a link below. And feel free, please let her know that you saw me on the YouTube channel and I'm sending her business because she is a wonderful coach. She's very raw. She tells you, get straight to the point. So if this is something that you're interested in, um, I would suggest, especially right now, if you can afford it, to go and see what she's able to offer you. But there are plenty of other coaches, so I do want to just let everyone know, you know, be on the lookout for that. But she was my personal coach, and I still bounce ideas and things off of her to this day. So I just use the information that I already had. I use the skills I already have. And I want to be clear, everybody has skills right where you are right now. If you're a mom, you're already multitasking. You're already scheduling. You're already, taking phone calls, making appointments. You're already doing some of those things. And even if you're a dad, um, everyone is doing something. You have skills as of right now that someone else out there needs and is willing to pay for. So that's the first thing. The first thing is just deciding, is this the journey for you? Is this what you want to do? Mindset is very important. You will hear me talk about mindset all the time. Mindset is actually my word of the year. So if you follow me on my platforms, you will see me talk about mindset. We will definitely discuss mindset a lot because I do feel like your business is only as good as your mindset is. So it's so important that it's strong, that you're confident, that that is built up. Even more so than your knowledge or expertise, because that's going to get better over time, right? And you can definitely look up the resources. So we want to make sure that you have the confidence and you have the mindset that you can deal with these obstacles that will actually come in your way. It's not a question on if, it will. So I definitely want to bring that up. I wanted to give you that idea. So I started off as a virtual assistant doing regular VA. I got my first client. Then soon as I got my first client, I got like 2 and 3 more clients. And it was going really well, but then I was starting to get really overwhelmed and working probably harder than I was at a 9-to-5 job. Well, not probably, I definitely was. So I was like, man, now I need some help. So we started to grow into a team. I have a fabulous team of experienced VAs. And the interesting about it is they're all business owners themselves, and they all specialize in something very special, very specific. So, like my copywriter, not only does she write my copy and she reads, and she proofreads for me because I think I told y'all previously, I'm not about that grammar life. Yes, I will let you know, okay? But we know that that's important. So she makes sure that I get all my stuff proofread and that my information is going out there correctly, that my words, my blogs are up appropriately. But she does work specifically with authors, and reading through books and proofreading, and that's her specialty. So, I mean, that's really special. And then we have a tech VA who's great at the web with different text things, even like e-commerce. So the e-commerce store, she's all about those sales. She just does an excellent job. We have all different kinds. We have a wonderful branding and graphic and YouTube podcast manager. Everybody on my team is absolutely fabulous. My public relations, she is also awesome. So I just wanted to put that out there. So as I continue to grow, I got the right team, and we helped build an awesome foundation in a great environment. And then as things grew and grew and grew, I said, you know what? I don't want to just keep doing anything. What is I really love to do? And I honestly really love to do operations. So I love being more of the operations manager. I love more of the project management. I love, again, seeing all those little pieces come together and work out smoothly. And I love seeing the result of it, which hopefully is usually just a fabulous result. It went smoothly, money is being made more, and stress is going down to a very minimum, if at all, it's just gone. So I love that. I love making sure that the business is automated. I love working with teams. I love my team, and I love working with teams. I love help building other people's remote teams, and I love instilling that culture of teams. So I think that for me, that was something that was a big changer, that I realized that I really love working with teams and I really like seeing projects come together. And after being an online business manager for one of my clients, I said, you know what, I could get used to this. I like this. And my team behind me was working very well and making sure everything was smooth as well. So that's what we do. And we also put on wonderful events because I love the fact that nowadays it's so much more accessible to have virtual events, have people come in, they can still pay for it. They don't have to leave. And depending on how you even set it up, you know, you can have fun and you can have gifts and you can have drawings and you can have games, you can have raffles, and everyone can still have fun right at home. So it actually widens your audience, and in some ways it lowers your cost. So I don't see virtual events going anywhere. Maybe more hybrid in the future, absolutely, but we love doing events as well. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of background on my story, especially since hopefully you will come to my corner and be in my corner quite often, because we are definitely in your corner. So please look down below for any resources and links um, to start your journey, to get your journey moving. If you're needing any our services, please share with everyone. We would love to do your virtual event. We would love to do your podcasting or even your YouTube, and manage that for you. We would love to help operationalize your digital business. Or if you need a project manager, feel free and give us a call. That's what we do. The link is down below. And until next time, you guys, thank you for being in my corner, and we will definitely be in yours. Have a great day.